This is only the beginning of the final saga of the One Piece series, but Eiichiro Oda has started this off with an outstanding flurry of major events across the entire globe, to the point where coming to the end of this arc, this could be the best arc, not just in the post-time skip, but potentially in all of One Piece. We're not done yet, there's still a lot to cover, but undeniably, Egghead Island has been a ride, a treat for weekly One Piece manga readers. At least whenever they actually do drop the chapters, since there's been several of these prolonged breaks which have been brutal. Most of them necessary, but brutal nonetheless. But keep in mind that Eiichiro Oda has a way of making the post events of the arcs just as interesting, as jaw-dropping, as thought-provoking as the in-arc content itself. And I think in this arc, we have the chance to have maybe the most insane post-arc activity we have ever seen in One Piece. And here is the run-through of what Eiichiro Oda could do post Egghead Island. Whammy, off the rip. Depending on what happened to St. J. Garcia Saturn, we could get an emu face reveal. All the Gorosei reacting to the news that potentially J. Garcia Saturn kicked the bucket, he got Toon Forced into oblivion by Monkey D. Luffy, or Kuma dropped a pain sphere that was so massive, it was like a giant spirit ball in the sky, he just dunked it on top of Jay, and then Jay is no longer with us.
Oh, you crazy.
If that were to happen, oh, absolutely. Emu would pull up with the face reveal, especially if Emu's powers directly influence J. Garcia Saturn, where the idea is that things like the teleportation circle, or why Jay said it's been a long time since I came to the surface. It's not Jay saying that, but it's Emu talking through Jay. So the Marines, let's say, could get the Mother Flame to power the giant object that destroyed the Lulusia Kingdom, or they could get Punk Records, they could get York. But if Jay kicks the bucket, wow, that would be a major blow, and I think a very opportune time to get some major face reveals. Again, particularly Emu. And if that and that alone stimulate your senses, then make sure to give your boy a like and subscribe to the channel, because we're not done yet, not by a long shot. Because what happens to Jay could also be in lockstep with what happens to Bartholomew Kuma. Many folks are banking that Kuma passes away in Egghead Island. And if Monkey D. Dragon once again does nothing, and Kuma's passed away, and Jay Garcia has kicked the bucket as well, now should be the time, would be an opportune time to mobilize in full force. Old school iDubbbz Airsoft Fatty, full force to mobilize the Revolutionary Army. And would we ever get Dragon's Bounty? This could be the time in the post Egghead Island arc. And if the Rev mobilized, then in response, the God Knights also mobilized as well. Or let's say just because of what happened because of the Egghead Island incident, then also mobilized. And keep in mind that because of what happened with Sabo and a few good men, the God Knights are keeping their eye on Sabo the Flame Emperor. So there is a lot that can already happen just on the side of Dragon and the God Knights and Sabo and the Rev, but there is likely going to be a lot more obscure things that you haven't thought about yet. Like, for example, we could get a status update on the former defeated Yonko, Kaido, and Big Mom, especially when Pudding's comments in 1064 kind of allude to Big Mom not being KO'd, which makes the most sense considering how her arc appropriately ending off in Elbaf would be the best thing for her character. And I've theorized for a while now that Big Mom she's not done yet, she will return. So the former Yonko status could be revealed in the post-Egghead Island arc. Also, Law status, Law being defeated by Blackbeard. And where is he right now? Hopefully not en route to join the Straw Hats for another 6-7 years. Please. We're gonna find that out probably also in the post-Egghead Island arc. Though maybe not Kid, because if Kid is still active, he'll be on Elbaf waiting for us. That's my best bet here with Kid. After this, in chapter 1065, who do we see? Caribou. He is still on Egghead Island. Who is he trying to get in contact with? Who is he working for? Some folks say it's Blackbeard. Other folks are preaching the word of Crocodile, where Caribou is Crocodile's man. So maybe he's just a freelance dude and he just gives information to whoever pays the most. So we have to figure out what's going on with Caribou, because Caribou tends to be wherever there's an ancient weapon around. So we should find out at some point relatively soon what's going on with Sir Caribou and the intel that he has. Also, who is gathering intel in the area? Morgans and the news crew, which includes who? Vivi. Vivi we see in chapter 1090 with the news crew, and they could potentially be nearby. So what if Vivi can also swoop on in with the Straw Hats at some point, either before or let's say during Elbaf? She winds up rejoining the Straw Hat Pirates in all her glorious form. People have theorized that she could be the one that gets the Niku no Mi if Bartholomew Kuma were to pass away. And if Morgans pulls up with Vivi, there's a good chance that Morgans and the Straw Hats, they take the time to spread some good old-fashioned misinformation, aka Straw Hat Glaze. Straw Hat Glaze worldwide, globally. Globally? Yeah, I'm all about that. Also, real quick, Weevil status. He's going to impel down-ish. Green Bull did capture him because of Bucking's words to Marco. Maybe there's something that goes on there with Marco and Green Bull. Maybe another thing here, we get Urosh, because he's the last supernova we haven't seen really do anything. There could be a situation here where we do get an update on Urosh during the post-Egghead Island arc. Also, Kobe. I think that Kobe is going to raise in rank. Yeah, absolutely. Maybe not like Vice Admiral, but he's going to raise in rank from where he is right now for sure. Whenever Kobe raises in rank, so does Helmeppo, and Prince Groose may raise in rank too, potentially. Now that Garp is captured, we could finally focus a lot more on Sengoku and Suru, and they play a more active role because they want to save Garp from the clutch of the pirates in Hachi no So. So you can see how this arc, this post-Egghead Island arc, can lay the foundation of a lot more marine-focused content, not just with those characters I mentioned, but also with people like Smoker. Where on God's green earth is Smoker? So we can shift around and set up a lot more things with the Marines during the post-Egghead Island arc, and then moving forward, we give the Marines, let's say, more shine and more focus, especially since the final war is approaching at some point in the next few years, and we can do this in real time, especially if Oda is going to continue to show us a lot of the outside island content, even though we're in the middle of the Straw Hats journey in said island. So even during Elbaf, we cut away from the Straw Hats for, let's say, a few chapters, and we focus on, let's say, Kobe and the Marines. We focus on, let's say, Sabo and the Rev, things of that sort. But a major cutaway we should get at some point during this post-Egghead Island arc should be the Cross Guild. We're not too sure, but potentially S-Gecko / S-Bad and Seraphim Crocodile or S-Croc might be on their way to Empty Bluffs Island. And if that's the case, they fought against the Cross Guild and they definitely lost. And this might lead to definitely Buggy and potentially Mihawk and Crocodile bounty raids in the future. And I've been saying this throughout the entire video, time and time again, bounties, 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 bounties. Let's get some more specific details here for bounties, because that's gonna be one of the biggest things going for us during the post-Egghead Island arc. Whose bounty is what and how much did it raise? Yeah, absolutely. So, first thing first, I think that good old boy Kuzan is getting a bounty. Yes, somewhere I would argue between 3 billion and 3.5 billion. I don't think he goes higher than Mihawk, no. I think he's going to go higher than the other admirals. And I argue because he's going to be accredited, rightfully so, for fighting against Garp the most during his raid on Full Lead Island. And he is someone that literally had a 10-day fight against the current fleet admiral. Of course, that was years ago, but still, Kuzan, I think, should be respected, and his bounty, I think, will exceed the other admirals. And in the process, too, we could maybe also get the other members of the Blackbeard Pirate Crew's bounties, too. We could get the Vasco Shot, the Katarina Devon. We could get the CDU of the Rain reveal in the post-Egghead Island arc. That is very, very possible. Of course, for the main strat crew, this is where it's the most tantalizing, the most succulent, the most nutrient-dense bounty reveals and bounty raises. I think that Luffy is going to get a 4 billion berry bounty, or at least close to it. Kizaru stun lock with the star gun, and then maybe is the one that smoked on the Saturn pack. Oh, yeah. Saturn is no good. Arch villain in a seinen, no good. So Luffy, yeah, yo, Toon force him out of here, bro. That is shown across the whole wide world. And the Gorosei are losing their minds after one of their own got KO'd. As a result, the Strat crew also raised in bounty. I would just say, keep it like easy. Sanji and Zoro need bounties higher than King the Wildfire and Queen the Plague, minimum. It's kind of ridiculous. We know because it was tied to their birthdays, but even still, it's like, really? Sanji versus Queen and Zoro versus King is not like Luffy versus Kaido. Those two, rightfully so, are stronger than King the Wildfire and Queen the Plague. Like, that should have happened at the end of Wano Country, but it rolls over to post Egghead Island, whatever. After this, Blackbeard, an even higher bounty than Monkey D. Luffy. 4.5 billion, I'd argue. If Kuzan is going to be around 3 to 3.5 billion, I'd argue that BB should be a full billion higher, at least a full billion higher than Kuzan. Plus, now him and his boys, they do have Garp Chujo, the Hero of the Marines, in their clutches, and he beat the Heart Pirates. Trafalgar Law, a man also worth the Admiral bounty of 3 billion. So I think that it makes the most sense that you have BB finally be in that sort of Big Mom Kaido echelon at around, like, let's say 4.4 billion berry bounty. Though the alternate route here maybe not happening in the post Egghead Island arc, but keep in mind that Blackbeard wants to have his country be a country that's under the royal government branch, and Garp is a great bargaining chip for Blackbeard to get that done. But if this happens, does that mean that he's treated more like a Shichibukai, a warlord, and his bounty gets frozen? That would stun lock people in IRL. So another video, another day. But finally, the God King, the man that one-shot another man worth 3 billion berry and took his right-hand man as a bonus, as extra fries on the side for free. Red Air Shanks. Shanks, I think, without a doubt, the first man in this generation to get a 5 billion berry bounty, signifying to me in more ways than one what I've thought for a minute now, which is the current generation is not that far off, if not right at the level of the past generation. And one of the critical things we know is that even though Shanks' fleet, they're known for being trash. They are known for being absolute booty cheeks. However, does that include Dory and Brogy and the giant pirate crew? Dory and Brogy backing up Shanks is a massive deal. Why? What did Big Mom say during Whole Cake Island? If I had the giants, I would have beaten all of these cats and I would have been Pirate King by now. Shanks has some damn good friends, bro. Shanks has some damn good friends. And when the Marines get word of Shanks' crew, oh yeah, they were asked before, but Dory and Brogy? Oimo and Kashi? Raise it. Raise it as high as the Night Pirate King. I think that Shanks will get a bounty of 5 billion berries during the post-Egghead Island arc. And that is it. That is the overwhelming composition. Like one of the greatest pastries you've ever seen in your life, where Marco Pierre White would co-sign just how phenomenal it is. That's how potentially good the post-Egghead Island arc could be. Do not sleep. Do not sleep on post-Egghead Island. But if you have your own thoughts on it, then let me know. Let me know in the comment section down below. If you enjoy this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and click on that bell to join the notification squad. Hopefully you had a good Thanksgiving, and I'm gonna catch you cats on the flip side.
See you. Bye-bye.